Hey everyone! I've had a lot going on in my life, so this video ended up coming out way later than I planned. I was a bit exhausted after editing the Gojo vs Yubel fight, so I decided that my next video will be a quick one. If you subscribed for the anime content, that will continue, but this one is for me. I'll be responding to Chef James Makinson's video titled Pro Chef Hates Jamie Oliver's Ultimate Mac and Cheese. I saw this video hit my recommended sidebar, and I was intrigued. I kinda know of Jamie Oliver, but apparently he's a big meme in the cooking TikTok space.
Cooking's gotta be a laugh. It's gotta be simple, it's gotta be tasty, it's gotta be fun.
I don't know why people dislike Jamie outside of like one Uncle Roger short, so I figured this would be a great way for me to see what all the hubbub was about. I never watched a video by Chef James before, so let's see what he has to say.
Lovely people, we are gonna make the most incredible mac and cheese. I've got a recipe for you that's gonna blow your mind.
That's never a good idea to make promises that you can't keep.
A bit early to be saying that. He's 2 seconds in, like, let the man cook. Literally.
Finely slice 3 of these onions. As the
He's adding a lot of onions to this. Well, I think Jamie is going to be caramelizing the onion. It'll sweeten the mac and cheese a little bit, but it's not a necessity.
Yeah, 3 onions is a lot. I cook alone.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And I've never needed more than 1 onion for a dish. I'm gonna speed through this section. It's just an introduction to roux. This is more educational than editorial, so there's nothing really to comment here.
when it comes to choosing the cheese, you could do one, of course you could. But I want to do it my style.
Oh, he's going to be doing it his style today. I hope this isn't going to be a repeat of the butter chicken.
So am I the only one that doesn't follow this guy's career? Honestly, I can't remember the last time I watched something from Jamie Oliver since probably high school. When I was sick and I had to miss school, I would flip on Food Network after watching The Price is Right and think, "Aw, damn, Jamie Oliver is on." Yeah, I was kind of hoping for good eats, but this'll do.
Now, as far as what type of cheese you're going to be adding, not all cheese that have mold is good to add. So if you do see that your cheese has a little bit of mold, especially like on the rind here, which I think it looks like it's the cheddar, it's okay as long as you don't add it. It's not a big deal. As a matter of fact, you want to try to get rid of it because that mold would just spread because it's eating the cheese and it can spread to everything else in the fridge as well.
This section is just talking about which cheeses to pick. I'll save your time. Just look into a good melting cheese, and for the love of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, make sure you grate your own cheese. The pre-shedded cheese does not work because of the anti-caking agents.
Now let's just talk about nutrition. This is not a green dish, but it is one of the most beautiful things ever. But also, as indulgent as this is, it's a brilliant carrier of seasonal veggies. So lovely fresh or frozen peas, bang, amazing.
Peas. Seriously, the first word out of his mouth that he says, well, you can add something to the dish. Peas. That's his favorite thing to add. I mean, honestly, he could have said anything else, but it had to be peas. Don't tell me that he's actually going to be adding peas to this.
Okay, my BS detectors are starting to ring in my ear right now. Adding veggies to mac and cheese is a trick day one moms use to get their fussy kids to eat greens. My friend's mom would add cauliflower to their mac and cheese and that shit slapped. As long as you salt and season them before adding, they're golden. Every word out of Jamie's mouth is met with derision,
Peas.
like, chill for a second, man.
We've only half cooked the pasta, and there's good reason for that, because when it carries on its journey of cooking, it's sucking up that flavor, not water.
A lot of people have told me recently that I pick on Jamie too much. I mean, I'm not as hard as him as Uncle Roger is. Yeah, I'm not. I could be, but I'm not. And I give credit where it's due. Jamie with this is right.
Alright, nice. Generally cool to see that you give props where you see fit. Just took you like 7 minutes.
And I'll save back just a little bit for on top later. A teaspoon of English mustard gives it an amazing color and gentle heat.
Dude, why are you wincing, man? This shit is standard.
Now, just before anyone starts criticizing Jamie and going after him for adding English mustard to this, a lot of recipes do have English mustard, so this isn't a bad thing.
Oh, okay, I get it now. You weren't wincing for the mustard, you were like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to defend Jamie again. I'm assuming you know your audience well. Most of your reaction has been entry-level cooking advice, which I'm all for. Everyone starts their cooking journeys at different times. Even if you do cook a lot, it doesn't mean that you've ever made mac and cheese. But I do find it funny how much of a reaction you got from this.
A little hack of a friend of mine that they swore by. And I tried it, and I did it as a blind taste because I swore that it wouldn't work, and it did. Mango chutney, 1 teaspoon. Slightly strange, but go with it.
Go with it. A friend recommended the hack. Did this friend also recommend to put the mango chutney in the butter chicken and the shrimp curry that we reviewed?
Cheese and fruit is a goated combination. I'm tired of pretending that it's not. charcuterie boards, guava and cheese empanadas, cheesecake and strawberries, I'm cheating a little bit there, brie and cranberries, brie and fig jam, brie and sugar plums, you get the point. And what's with the hand wringing? Dude put the smallest dollop of chutney. Jamie is cooking 500 grams of macaroni. That's over a pound. This dude is cooking a cauldron of pasta. You're barely gonna taste that, man.
Did I miss that part? But it didn't look like he blended the sauce. Or maybe he did. But if you're going to be adding all the onions to this, and if you have any lumps as well, it's just a good idea to give the sauce a blend.
This part, I'm unsure of what he's referring to. If you don't blend the onions, then yeah, I mean, you're gonna notice them. But if it's the roux you're talking about, you can't really know if it's clumped up unless you try it.
Now, what I want to do to make it even better is contrast that creamy, cheesy gorgeousness. So we're going to make a pangratata. Bacon, herb, garlic.
This is nice. Adding some crispy bacon and breadcrumbs to the top of this. Very nice. It adds texture and flavor.
No comment here, breadcrumb toppings are goated on mac and cheese.
Oh, look at that. Come on. Mac and cheese, beautifulness. Crack.
Kind of sounds like a kid when he goes into a toy shop. Huh? Whee!
Come on. You know it makes sense. A few beautiful salad leaves. The ultimate smoky bacon. Crispy bits. Enough talking, let's just eat it.
If I just saw the end result and I didn't know that he put some mango chutney in this, you know, you could say, oh, well, that doesn't look that bad. But, ¿qué pasa? I know what he put in it.
Alright dude, you're giving the game away here a bit. Hey, you know that mac and cheese? It looks amazing, but stinky old Jamie Oliver made it, so it must be trash. How do you know mango chutney and mac and cheese is bad? You just said you've never tried it before.
No, personally, I've never tried it with a mac and cheese. I never would have thought of adding it to a mac and cheese, but then again, I would never have thought of adding mango chutney to mac and cheese either. And look at what happened.
Claiming something is bad without trying it is how children think. Defiantly claiming someone's dish is trash without eating it is not a virtue, my man. Like, whatever happened to don't knock it till you try it? Again, I am not in the TikTok cooking sphere of memes, so maybe this is all going over my head, but what is this strain of elitism around food lately? Elitism has always been a strain in food discourse, but I only really saw it as lighthearted jabs. Even though Jon Stewart's rant about Chicago-style pizza is funny, I always thought the sentiment was kind of dumb.
So let me explain something. Deep dish pizza is not only not better than New York pizza, it's not pizza.
If Chicago can't call their deep dish a pizza, then there's a claim that New York style can't be called pizza either because it's not authentic. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Like, I get it, if you're reacting to TikTok cooking videos, you are bound to find some of the most heinous shit out there. The short form nature of TikTok really lends itself to eye-catching videos over anything else. But as long as you aren't wasting food or putting people's health at risk, I don't see the problem. Let people cook how they want. Call me old-fashioned, but I like to step out of my comfort zone and try new things. Variety is the spice of life after all.
One of the things I like to do, which is my own personal problem,
I don't think that's his only problem.
is to take a vulnerable, empty gem lettuce leaf and then load it with mac and cheese. And I actually do this at home, and my kids are around the table, and they're just looking at me going, you are such an idiot, you are like...
They took the words right out of my mouth.
God damn, talk about a see you next Tuesday. Look, do I think that you're a c***? No, I do not. You can say c*** things without being a c*** yourself. I'm merely replying to a single line from a 14-minute video, which is one of hundreds of videos you've made, the culmination of which represents just a fraction of who you are as a person, if at all. I do not know you, but you can say the same thing about Jamie. Here you got this guy telling us a cute story about him and his kids. I don't know if it's true, but it's really endearing. I think we all have memories like this, right? When my sister and I were kids, we loved Harry Potter. Our aunt and uncle got us one of those Birdie Bots every flavor beans gag gifts. This one was really cool because it actually sorted the flavors so you could tell which one you're trying. You had one side with cinnamon, blueberry, and fruity tooty flavors, and the other side was boogers, dirt, vomit. You know, you get the picture. Everyone in my family knew my grandpa was addicted to sardines. He would just crack open a can for lunch and scarf those puppies down. My dad said he would use a fork to peel the meat off and eat them on crackers. You would look in the can after he was done and you would just see a skeleton. Picture something straight out of Tom and Jerry. My sister and I asked him to try the sardine flavored beans, and he said they tasted just like the real deal, and proceeded to eat the rest of them. My sister and I were so grossed out, but had huge respect for him. We could barely stomach a bite of any of these flavors, but here he was, not batting an eye and going back for more. I look back at this memory fondly because now I'm that weird old guy that loves canned fish. I will crack open these canned mussels for lunch every now and again, one of the perks of working remote and not having to stink up the office kitchen. Although not a one-to-one to sardines, my new favorite snack are these anchovies that I get from a local Korean restaurant. The anchovy is fried whole with a light coating of chilies. The flavor and texture are like nothing I've had before. They are savory to the point of pungency. They have a real hit of umami. Just when the flavor gets too much, the chilies hit your palate and it reels you back from the brink. I chew on these like cud until I've effectively made anchovy paste in my mouth. The whole process makes me feel like a caveman. It's really a treat. Now, do I expect any of you who may be watching to want to try these after that description? Fuck no. I mean, like, it's not going to be for everybody. Everyone's tastes are different and people value different textures, smells, and presentations from their food. But at least I'm telling you something that I've actually tried. I'm not just making shit up. Cooking videos are weird because you can criticize the presentation and direction of said video, but the actual value from the video should be the recipe, which you can't judge without tasting it. David Seymour's videos are a great example. Whenever he reacts to a dumb cooking video, he actually goes out and tries to recreate the food to give an honest impression. You can be critical while being sassy, you can be critical without the toot, but you can't be salty without giving constructive criticism. It just makes you look like a hater. When it comes to YouTube, I value honesty above all else. I don't have any way of knowing if your commentary is authentic or not, but it feels like you're just pandering to your audience. Like, come on dude, you think your comment section knows what they're talking about? Jamie has been a pro chef longer than most of these people have been alive. Look, if you aren't going to make it, I guess I'll have to break out the Thanos meme. No, we know what he's cooking, the other Thanos meme.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
Thank you. To make things fair, I didn't use any of the advice James gave in his reaction video and just used the instructions Jamie gave us. So no blending the sauce, no real thought put into the cheese, and of course I will use every ingredient Jamie does. Editor's note, when I went to go shopping for the ingredients, I couldn't find 3 small onions, so I just used 2 honking ones instead. I must say this mac and cheese was really good. I was so nervous when adding the milk. Motherfucker had me add a whole liter, which barely fit into my pot. When I added the cheese, I thought it wasn't going to be cheesy enough, but it really came together in the end. On a side note, if any of you listened to Cardi B sing "Macaroni in a pot" and wondered what she meant, well, here you go. Anyway, here is the final product. The cheese sauce was nice and creamy and wasn't lumpy. The breadcrumb topping was killer and the texture of caramelized onions were bomb. The most glaring issue I had with the recipe was the sweetness of the onions. The richness of the cheese sauce and the sweetness of the onions made me so lethargic after eating a single bowl. It is really heavy. The chutney is also a con, but not in the way you would think. When I got a bite of the mac, with the topping, with the chutney and the onions, it all came together into a really lovely bite. The clove and the cardamom gave the mac almost a Christmassy taste, which really counteracted the overbearing onion flavor. But the chutney is too rustic and chunky. It doesn't blend and scatter through the cheese sauce, so you really only taste onion and cheese most of the time. I wanted more chutney, not less, which I really didn't anticipate. I gave some to my friend to try, and this was her impromptu review. I liked it overall. It was cooked well and the cheese sauce had good consistency, but I thought it was a little sweet and a bit too much onion. Did you taste the mango chutney? Thankfully, no. The greatest sin here is in the title of the video, Ultimate Mac and Cheese. I had to break out 4 pans just to make one dish. My kitchen may be mighty, but it is small. I prefer small, simple recipes. You're much better making a stovetop mac and just adding what flavors you want to your own bowl. There, now my opinion on Jamie Oliver's mac and cheese is more valuable than a pro chef's. Well, that is unless he makes it himself. Hey, balls in your court, Mr. Makinson. Just to address the elephant in the room, I know I've been talking as if James is ever gonna watch this video, but let's be real, we aren't in the same league. I'm playing a pickup game at the Y and this dude's playing college ball. I made this video because it irks me when someone talks the talk without walking the walk. You can say the most heinous shit but if you back it up, I'll at least respect it. If you disagree with me, I hope that you explain why. Some of my favorite comments are ones where you can tell that they actually watched my video, but still disagree. Then at least I have something to munch on. I say this because my next 3 videos just may be my most controversial yet. All 3 will be related to Freerun Beyond Journey's End, and the last one will be a sort of versus battle, so I hope you'll stick around for that. But my next video will be discussing Freerun's Mal score. If you stuck around this long, I just want to say thanks for watching.